Thank you for joining me on When God Speaks. The next several weeks, I'm going to be flying solo because my co host, Madeline Gomes, is in the midst of a move. And I'm so happy to report that things are going well on her end. So we will continue to lift her up in prayer and wish her well. So the next three episodes are going to be pretty short, but what I want to do is concentrate on three topics for the next 3 weeks. One is gratitude, the next is hope, and the last is peace. As we come into the new year, we have the opportunity to reflect on our previous year. Undoubtedly, a lot of people will be reflecting on 2020 and what that meant to them, the challenges, the losses, the difficulties. But also, a lot of people have seen a great year, even in the midst of a pandemic, even in the midst of a crisis. And so, there, wherever there is good, there is also bad, but there's opportunities for people to grow. Not all is loss. And so, we're going to be sharing a little bit of that today in terms of gratitude. So I want to dive right in and not waste any more time. But what gratitude means to me is having a spirit of humility in terms of what is afforded to you. We come into this world, naked and bare with nothing to our name except what is provided. And so a lot of us have had tough childhoods. Some of us listening have had great childhoods where everything was provided without much effort. There's a story that I like to share with my children, and not for their pity or sympathy, but just for perspective in terms of what they have and how grateful they should be. I remember around being 10 years old, 10, 11, not more than that. But at night, I would have to go when all the supermarkets were closed, and there was this one supermarket that was near our apartment building there in the Bronx, and uh, I would have to go what we call dumpster dumping because we realized that the supermarket would throw out crushed cans, so cans that were bent. At the end of the night, they would toss them in to the dumpster, and so in order to have enough food, whether I grew up in a single family home, a parent home, and a lot of children. So I would have to, d- you know, jump in the dumpster and pick them out and put them in a separate bag and haul them to the house. So and I don't say that so people could feel pity. That was my childhood. Others have worse childhood than that, and I realized that. So even in that situation, I was grateful to be able to have. But I tell my children this so that they can understand where they are compared to where I was, and can build a sense of gratitude in them for the things that they are being provided with. Not I can't provide everything. Neither am I trying to. But the best I can give them, I will. So, in terms of gratitude in 2020, there's a lot that I can say about how it affected me. I'm sure there's others out there that can say worse things, right? Because I lost family in 2020, but none of it directly was related to COVID. Uh, it was just things that happened. But there are others that have lost entire families because of COVID, and that is devastating, right? Having to lose a mother and a father both simultaneously within minutes, is a devastation that I can never imagine, nor do I want to. But there have been some that have suffered that. So to some, 2020 has been very dark. To others, uh, they have not suffered that, but they've suffered job loss, and others have suffered in other ways, right? But in all of that, there have been uh, instances of company growth. There have been instances of generosity being shared and people seeing the better side of humanity. There have been folks that have given to different causes and different initiatives. There have been people that have flourished personally because of the necessity of stepping back. You know, some people say, and in the leadership realm, we tell them, hey, slow down to speed up, right? That's one thing that I like to share. Sometimes you just have to stand still. And we've talked about this before. You have to stand still in order to actually see. And I liken it to just a ride on a train. When it's going full speed, everything seems a blur, but you're going to get to your destination pretty quick. But if that train slowed down, and there's a difference between the express route and the local route. In the local route, you get to see a whole lot more, and you may not get to your destination quickly, but you'll enjoy the ride if you stop to look. And some of us have had to slow down so that we can realize what we have and focus on the important things in life. And so, gratitude is a word that comes to mind in terms of how we close out the year. I would like for you to consider some of the things that have gone on in your year 2020 and write down things that make you feel grateful. For me, is being able to open my eyes and see. I have a condition that at any moment can get worse, and that is that I could lose my eyesight. So every morning that I can get up, open my eyes, and see the light of day, it's a blessing in itself. And I have not even seen what is lying before me day to day yet. But the fact that I can see is a blessing, and I am grateful for that. I'm grateful for life. I can't do what I'm doing if I'm dead, right? So that's a second springboard to really catapult you into a spirit of gratitude for your day. I'm grateful to see my wife and my children on a daily basis as long as I have life. And so, I can pile this on, and I'm sure you can as well. So I just want you to take the time today, consider what gratitude looks like for you. Write those things down. Take the time to meditate on those things and really focus on what you're grateful for. You will soon see that the things that you're grateful for outweigh the things you're not so happy about. Now, there may be situations that are dire, right? This is kind of like uh, life and death, or you're about to lose your home versus, but there's always apartments, right? So you can adjust. There's ways to pivot from circumstances that are materially based, but there's some things that you can't control, and health is one of them, right? So, but let's focus on what has gone well in 2020. Be grateful for that. Keep working on the things that are not going so well if you can handle it. But don't ever forget to ask for help. Now, we always say here on When God Speaks that you can write a comment on this video. And if it's a prayer request, please put it in there. We would love to pray about your situation. You don't have to get overly specific. You could just put your name and say, "Hey, I need prayer." It's simple as that, and I know that God knows exactly what you need. So We would love to do that for you and continue to infuse hope in a greater tomorrow. So for this week, I know it's short, but I want you to focus on what gratitude means to you and what does that look like? What has that looked like for you in 2020? And we will see you next week. I wish everybody a very happy holiday season. We will be crossing into Christmas here this week. So, Merry Christmas to everyone. And I will see you before the year is up. So, I'll wish you a happy new year then. But for right now, let's focus on gratitude. Let's focus on the things that have gone well so that we can end our 2020 with a smile on our face as we lead to next week's subject, which is hope. God bless you all, and we will see you next week.